It is, and you'll hear this said by all of us, and we should, the largest Department of Justice healthcare fraud takedown in history. The fact that it's even possible that you could have $15 billion to play in this endeavor is itself shameful. But that's how we're being attacked now, and it's not done by small-time operators. As you're hearing about and you will read about, these are organized syndicates who are designing to hurt America.
We are announcing today charges against 324 defendants for their alleged participation in healthcare fraud schemes involving approximately $14.6 billion in false claims submitted to Medicare, Medicaid, and other healthcare programs.
Let me say something clear right now. I do not condone taking the life of anybody, but most of you guys will understand when I say this, and you wonder why. How are you good people doing, my American brothers and sisters? Welcome to the channel. I am Ty Smith. You're watching my channel, Modern Renaissance Man, in which I'm greatly appreciative of. Make sure you guys are following me on the platforms you see up here and down here. Click this thumbs up button. That way my content can stay consistently recommended to you. When you subscribe to the channel and click that bell notification, it's going to bring down a drop-down box. Select the option, all notifications. Do that. Do it. Don't forget to check out my other YouTube channel called Man, Husband, Father. We're waiting to get to 7,000 subs. Folks, when we get there, I will release some more. Please, y'all. No. Make sure everything I'm asking you to do over here, you do over there, all right? Appreciate it. So, ladies and gentlemen, oh my God, to us medical professionals out there, doctors, nurse practitioners, PAs, OPAs, nurse anesthetists, PTs, PTAs, anybody, directors. What have we been saying, especially those of you that work with me between Chicago and St. Louis? What have I been saying all this time? This stuff just don't add up. Here it is, as directors, a lot of us who are in this position, we're trying to figure out, we're trying to give our patients the best care they can get. I have doctors, we have mainly doctors, especially ones that own their own practice. We're trying to figure out what is it and how is it insurance is denying these people procedures and things that they definitely need. How is this happening? And I told you guys, I said, guys, I don't know all the ins and outs of what it's like to be like up there and high up in the executive positions of a lot of people that are over a lot of these companies and things like that. But I feel the less they allow for our patients to get treated, the more they're getting. I feel like there's no way all this money is pouring into the medical system. It's so much money pouring in. I just think that there's no crossing T's and dotting I's. And sure enough, look what happened. And it's across multiple states, starting with this state. Since it's so close to Illinois, Indiana, what's going on with y'all?
All right, back to that top story. Tonight, a dozen Indiana medical workers face charges in what the Department of Justice calls the largest healthcare fraud takedown in history. Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight at 11. I'm Chelsea Helms.
And I'm Bob Donaldson. The suspects charged include nurses, home health aides, and even a pharmacist. CBS 4's Max Lewis breaks down what we know from the court filings.
Today, the Department of Justice, along with states' attorneys general, announcing charges against dozens of healthcare workers as part of a massive healthcare fraud crackdown. The cases ranging from fraudulent Medicaid billing to pill mills, fueling the nation's struggle with opioid addictions.
This is not healthcare. It is a staggering breach of trust.
One of the people federally indicted is a pharmacist from Noblesville, who the feds say was part of a pill mill operating in Houston, Texas. According to the indictment, she, along with others, purchased 500,000 pills of oxycodone and hydrocodone and then sold them to drug dealers. Prosecutors say the drugs had a street value of $8 million.
We dismantled networks of corrupt pharmacies that existed solely to distribute drugs to addicts and dealers, feeding the addiction crisis that has devastated so many American communities.
Indiana Attorney General Todd Rokita also announcing state charges against a dozen Indiana healthcare workers, 5 of them accused of committing crimes here in central Indiana, most of them working in hospitals or nursing homes. Rokita charging most of them with obtaining a controlled substance by fraud or deceit, as well as failure to make, keep, or furnish records, both of which are level 6 felonies. According to charging documents, the various healthcare workers took drugs like oxycodone oxycodone, hydrocodone, and diazepam from hospital pill dispensers, claiming they were for patients, but instead took them for themselves.
So they might get away with it for a while, but eventually it's that greed that gets them caught.
Former FBI agent turned private investigator Doug Coons has investigated healthcare fraud. He says the increased regulations around opioids in the United States has made fraud very difficult to get away with.
This can't be sustained for any length of time, at least not at the scale, without somebody coming and knocking on your door and asking questions about it.
And then yet here we are. If you as a regular citizen do anything remotely close to what these folks did, you would be crucified. You would be crucified. I mean, my goodness, can you imagine the amount of people this has hurt? These folks that are being, you just can't even begin to even just comprehend. It's like astronomical numbers of the amount of people who have been hurt, in which I'm almost certain as well that a lot of these people, I guarantee you, lives have been lost, whether they died or livelihood lost, people giving up their homes, giving up their 401k to try to keep up with the bills and have certain things done. All along, these people were lining their pockets, and it's nationwide. But you know what? Just to kind of give y'all a little bit of, extra where else did it happen, we're going to take it to the Carolinas.
Here in the Carolinas, the scams apparently cheated taxpayers out of more than $20 million.
WCNC Charlotte's Caitlin Hagwood is following the latest on this tonight.
Federal and state prosecutors worked across party lines to uncover not one, but two separate fraud schemes that they say are impacting people across the Carolinas. 9 people are now facing charges, accused of defrauding North and South Carolina's Medicaid programs of millions.
Republican and Democrat, we're all here with one goal, and that is to eradicate healthcare fraud.
The larger case, dubbed Operation Border War, involves Donald Saunders of Charlotte and 7 co-conspirators who allegedly stole more than $21 million from South Carolina's Medicaid program. South Carolina Attorney General Alan Wilson says they targeted the state's most vulnerable patients.
They would start billing for services that these minor, severely disabled children never received.
Investigators say the suspects created fake companies near the state border, then filed fraudulent claims using stolen patient information. In a separate North Carolina case, Crystal Jackson of Charlotte allegedly stole nearly $2 million by billing Medicaid for services to patients who Attorney General Jeff Jackson says were dead or in jail.
She held herself out as a licensed provider of health care. She was not. She provided services to folks who were incarcerated or deceased, or at least claimed to.
These cases are part of a national crackdown that charged 324 defendants with more than $14 billion in health care fraud. Here in the Carolinas, prosecutors say they won't tolerate these types of crimes.
If you continue defrauding the Medicaid system, you are going down.
Well, the investigation isn't over. The attorneys general say they're investigating several other potential cases and asking anyone with information on fraudulent behavior to give them a call. Reporting here in Charlotte, Caitlin Hagwood, WCNC Charlotte.
God, I'm serious. This is what makes this stuff so hard. This is why y'all have no idea. As a director, I'm super passionate. When we call these insurance companies, I like to try to email or talk to a person personally, because a lot of times on the other end, all these people see is a number. And I keep on saying, who are y'all getting y'all orders from? Can I talk to your manager? Well, who's your manager? Well, according to our policies, we can only, but I mean, this doesn't make, I say things in the most layman way, because I'm not one of those people that just goes, okay, no, I want to know, because it's hard for these folks that work in these high positions to see a lot of folks as humans. They just see a number. This person right here is a 79-year-old person. They got this going on. They got that going on. No, just deny them. They're going to die in a few years anyway, because we know that has a high mortality rate. I feel like that's what a lot of them are doing. And then yet they're getting kickbacks or bonuses for denying those things. I'm just saying, y'all. Anyway, have you or one of your loved ones had certain things that they definitely needed and they were denied it? I've known and heard of stories of patients and residents telling me that they have family members that were denied certain procedures, certain medications, certain things that they definitely needed, and pretty much was told, well, since insurance is not going to pay for it, we can set y'all up for hospice and keep you What? A human being. All I want to know is that if any of you have stories that things like that have been done to you, share them down below, because I'm pretty sure other people are going to read your comments and they're going to be able to concur that a lot of those things happen to them like that as well. What do you guys think should happen to those people? What do you think should happen to them? Prison for the rest of their lives? Prison, minimum 20 years? Death? Y'all let me know in the comment section below after this video. Seriously. Don't forget to do what y'all see in this animation right here. That will greatly help my channel, especially this right here is how the word will get out about this particular incident, because it seemed like mainstream media is not covering it. You want to see the next video that I will be doing in chronological order? It's going to be that one right up there. Things I did as of yesterday that you may have missed will be right here. I am Ty Smith, Modern Renaissance Man, hoping and praying that every last one of you have food, shelter, and clothing. Most of all, praying every last one of you guys are in great health, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. God bless you all through Jesus.